Okay, good morning. Yesterday we got through one problem, today we're going to try to get through two. Here's practice problem number 1. A mug is a bug with 2 eyes and 2 legs. An ugg is a bug with 5 eyes and 2 legs. If you have a collection of mugs and uggs with 30 legs and 45 eyes, how many mugs and how many uggs do you have? All right.
Whoa.
What's a mug?
Mug is it's a bug with 2 eyes and 2 legs. I've never heard of that.
What's an ugg?
A bug with 5 eyes and 2 legs. What are the arms?
I don't know. I don't know where their arms are. Maybe we'll have to draw a picture of one of these guys and you can guess what their arms look like. All right, a mug has 2 eyes and 2 legs. An ugg has 5 eyes and 2 legs. Now you have a bunch of uggs and mugs. And you know you have 30 legs and 45 eyes. So we're trying to figure out how many of each one there are. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
I'm gonna erase just down at the bottom so we can write our equations. Okay, what do you want to call the mugs since we don't know how many there are?
We can call the mugs X.
Okay, mugs X. Oh, careful, sweetie. And the uggs, what are we going to call the uggs?
The ugg Y.
Okay, the uggs we're going to call Y. Okay, so how many eyes does each mug have?
7 eyes each.
No, how many eyes does each mug
5.
have?
No, 2.
2. So we know that 2x plus how many eyes does each ugg have?
5.
2x plus 5y equals, how many total eyes are there? Oh, sorry, this is, yeah, how many total eyes are there? 2x plus 5y equals?
7.
Nope.
2 plus 5 is 7.
How many total eyes are there in our collection of mugs and uggs?
30 and 40.
30 what?
30 legs and 45 eyes.
Okay, so how many eyes are there?
45.
Okay, so we know that 2x plus 5y equals 45. And now let's do the legs. How many legs does each mug have?
2.
2. So we know that 2x, that's the total number of legs that the mugs have.
Yeah, and they both have 2.
So how many legs total do the uggs have?
2.
2y. What does that add up
30.
to? 30. Okay, so our equations that we're trying to solve, 2x plus 5y equals 45, and 2x plus 2y equals 30. Okay, now I'm going to erase up here. And I'll rewrite our equations. But we have to remember that our mugs are x and our uggs are y. So it's 2x plus 5y equals 45, and 2x plus 2y equals 30. Okay. Now, when you have 2 equations like this, what can you sometimes do to figure out what x and y are?
You can add the 2 equations together.
Okay, you can add the 2 equations. That would be one thing. That would tell us 4x plus 7y equals 75.
Yeah.
But that doesn't tell us what an x or a y is. So what else can we do?
You can divide the equation in half.
You can divide the equation in half, but that also doesn't get rid of the x or y's. But there's something else we can do here. We can get rid of one of the x's here. Do you see how we get rid of the x's? How do we get rid of the x's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both of the x's?
Well, what can we do with this equation and this equation to get rid of those x's? If we add them, we don't get rid of them. If we divide this equation, we don't get rid of them. But what else can we do? What else do you know how to do besides add and divide?
Multiply and subtract.
Okay.
So if you what happens if you multiply the equations?
Yeah, we're going to learn how to do that later. Not later today, but later, like a couple years from now. So that leaves only one thing.
Means you have to subtract.
Okay, let's see what happens when you subtract. What happens when you subtract 2x minus 2x?
0.
Okay, we're going to subtract this equation. We're going to subtract this bottom equation from the top equation. 2x minus 2x equals 0. 5y minus 2y equals?
3y.
And what's 45 minus 30?
15.
15. So we know that 3y equals 30.
3y equals 15, you mean?
Oh, sorry, 3y equals 15, yes. 3y equals 15. What does y equal?
Does y equals 5.
Y equals 5. And the y's were the uggs. So we know we have 5 Uggs. Okay, now how are we going to figure out how many mugs we have?
Now we got to get rid of the y's.
Well, we know what the y's are actually. We can just take this equation, 2x plus 2 times, what's y?
2 times 5.
2 times 5.
Which means 10.
Equals 30. So 2x plus 10 equals 30.
So
what does 2x equal? If 2x
20.
plus 10 equals 30, what does 2x equal?
20.
20. 2x equals 20.
That means x equals 10.
10, right. 10.
And those were the mugs.
Right, so we have 10 mugs and 5 Uggs. 10 mugs and 5 Uggs. That was kind of a fun problem, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe later today you can draw a picture of a mug and an Ugg. Okay, on to the next one. Okay, so here we're going to take a little different approach on this problem because there's something you have to learn first, something that you don't know about. It's called average. So, average, have you ever heard the word average before?
Yeah. Yeah, in average, like when you do tests, it's like what you mostly get.
Yeah, it's what you mostly get. So if it's an average day outside, it means it's sort of, you know, a day like any other day.
Yeah, like a Lumsy D day.
But here in math, average means something very specific. It means average means add up the numbers that you have and divide by the number of numbers that you have. So for example, for example, the average of 10 and 8.
So you add up. So average of 10 and 8 is 9.
Right, so you add them up. So you do 10 plus 8 divided by 2. Have you ever seen divided by 2 written that way with the bar and the 2 down below? Or do you do 10?
I've seen it this way.
10 plus 8 divided by 2. Okay, so I'll write it with this divided sign instead. So 10 plus 8 divided by 2 is 9. Okay, now what's the average of 10, 11, and 12? What's the average of 10, 11, and 12?
So when you add them up, it's 33.
33.
So and then you divide by 2.
Why do you divide by 2?
Divided by the total amount of the numbers.
The numbers that you have. How many numbers do you have here?
3.
3. So it's 33 divided by 3.
Which is 11.
Okay, so it's 33 divided by 3, which equals 11. Okay, great. Now I'm going to tell you a little problem, and we'll see if you can solve it. Because this is kind of like what the homework problem is going to be. So I'm going to make up a problem. You have 3 boys. We'll call them Magnus, Gata, and Yuri. Magnus, Gata, and Yuri.
Are those all chess champions?
Those are all chess champions, yeah. Their average weight is 100 pounds. Okay?
How do you divide 100 by 3?
Now their average weight is 100 pounds. So there's 3 of them, and their average weight is 100 pounds.
So that's what they mostly weigh?
That's what they mostly weigh. 1 year later, Magnus has gained Magnus has gained 5 pounds. Gata 6 pounds. And Yuri 7 pounds.
And 6 and 7 is 13.
Okay, what is their new average weight?
I think I know.
Okay. So you have 3 boys, and you don't know how much they weigh. But you do know that at the beginning, their average weight was 100 pounds.
I know what the new average weight is.
Well, how did you figure it out?
Well, 'cause I knew that 100 plus 6 and 7 is 113.
Okay.
And then you just add the 5, which is 118.
Okay. So you think their new average weight is 118?
Yep.
Yep, and that is not right. Okay. What you did is you added all the weight gained to what the old average was. But how much did all 3 boys weigh in the beginning? Can you figure that out? If there was 3 boys and the average weight was 100 pounds, how much did they weigh in the beginning? Each all together. Remember, you added up their weight and divided by 3 to get 100.
Yeah.
So if you add up their weight and don't divide by 3, what's their weight at the beginning? Total, all of them together. Magnus plus Gata plus Yuri. And when you divide by 3, you get 100.
Yeah. But it has to be 300.
Okay, so altogether, in the beginning, they all weighed 300 together. So how much do they weigh now? Now that Magnus has gained 5 pounds, Gata 318.
Yeah.
Okay. So in the beginning, they weighed 300 pounds. Now 318. So how do we figure out the new average?
The average, you just add them up. A divide.
Divide by how much?
6.
How much do you divide by? How many boys are there?
There's 3.
There's 3.
So you divide by 3.
So you divide by 3. So we got to figure out what 318 divided by 3 is.
Well, it's 106.
How did you figure that out?
Well, I know 300 divided by 3 is 100, and 18 divided by 3 is 6.
So the new average is 106. Okay, very good. So now when you watch this video again later, that should help you with the homework problem. So the homework problem, there are 2 homework problems. So Olympiad 23, problem number 1, and problem number 4. These are the 2 homework problems. Okay, Olympiad 23, problem number 1, and problem number 4. And when you watch the video again, you should be really prepared to do those 2 problems. Okay, those were fun, weren't they?